What's poppin', internet? Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Filmcast, a show we reel you into movie news and talk about the other things that we've been watching. I'm one of your hosts, Timothy Duro, and joining me this week is your boy, Michael Clare. How you been, Mike?
I'm great.
How you doing today, specifically?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, let's. We got a lot more to talk about than how I'm feeling.
I just want to know how you're feeling right now. Dissertation for your master's degree.
Give me like a relation, like on a scale of something to something here.
On a scale of, man, I don't know, 1 to 10.
You're so lame.
Anyway, here we are. We're doing movie stuff. We're talking on the podcast. You know who we are. I bet you're wondering
where
if
you clicked on the thumbnail.
We have been. You know, you click on the thumbnail. You might have seen it in the thumbnail if you're on the video version.
Spotify episode.
If you're on the the title where we've been. Well, some things happened. Of course, you knew we were going to be taking a 2-week break. Why was it a 2-week break? Was it like a holiday? And it was something and then your wedding. Well, of course, but before that, there was something and then your wedding.
It would have been the 21st of February.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like anything spectacular.
Yeah, but we took a 2-week break. Right?
Was it just a sound failure or something? Equipment failure?
Oh, I think it might have been that. I don't know. Who knows? But we've been gone for much longer than that, obviously.
Yes.
Because Mike got married that weekend. He's back. He's back in action. The after party of said wedding.
We had about 15 minutes of marriage before
the house got taken down by a tornado.
Over.
If you support us on Patreon, you got to see in the Discord all the photos that I've been posting. One of the photos is probably the thumbnail of this episode. Our house got destroyed by a tornado. If you're on the video version over at youtube.com/synceduppodcast, you can see this new set. The TV is destroyed.
Minimalistic vibes.
Yes, we now have some hanging shelves with a few items on them. A lot of the things got demolished. Luckily, all of our podcast equipment and set survived. We also got the Pokemon set survived. Jordan, if you switch over so people can see,
the grace of God.
You can see Jordan there in the corner. He's sitting there at the Pokemon set right now. Big head.
Our heads are just small.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and switch back. We're going to keep going back in normally as we did, but some things are going to change because as you knew, we were going to be merging the shows into one singular show every Sunday so we could focus on this Pokemon content that we are about to start doing. That was going to coincide with episode 150 where we would have some sort of big celebration like we normally do, have an episode that's like 3 hours long where we fuck around and we eat stuff and we just tell jokes and play games, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It was less of a news episode. That's what that was going to be. But some things have happened. So now we're going to have to be doing things a little bit differently. This week, we will still have both shows. We're going to have Synced Up Filmcast today, and tomorrow we're going to have the Synced Up Podcast. We're going to be ranking when Marnie was there today, just like we were going to when we were originally going to come back. And then we're going to talk about, I don't know, I'm going to have to round up some of the news. There's a lot of gaming news that has happened in the past while.
Oh,
so
for tomorrow?
We'll have to figure it out for tomorrow. So it'll be the normal shows this week. But then next week will be the single combined show on Sunday. What episode number are we on?
I want to say 145.
I'm curious.
Either 144 or 145.
Synced Up Podcast. We haven't uploaded in a cool minute. So 3 weeks ago was episode 143. So this is going to be Filmcast 82, and then episode 144 tomorrow. Then next week, it's going to be merged into one show. It's still going to be called Synced Up Podcast, episode 155. Okay? 45, yes. And it'll be merged into that one show. That one show is going to be something new. We will round up news from the different various pop culture areas.
We're just going to talk about what we want to talk about.
We will be talking about things we watched, played, board games, doesn't matter. We will still be doing movie rankings. That will be its own segment of that show because we love doing the movie rankings a whole lot. So it's going to be a fun time. And that's going to be its own show starting with episode 145. And then 5 episodes from that, we are still going to do our 150th episode celebration. If you have any ideas for fun things that we can do, maybe memes that we can look at, or games that we can play, or just something, I don't know. I'm just trying to
send us your memes.
Send us your memes. Just anything that you can think of, leave it in the comment section below. Message us on the Discord, anything like that. DM us on Twitter. For any ideas for episode 150. We had a really good time in episode 100. That was one of my favorite things that we did. It was like a 3.5 hour episode. We had pizza. We played games. That was the episode we tried something. We didn't try. It was like
it wasn't a pill episode, was it?
Was that the episode we did the peeps, or was that a post show?
That might have been. I don't know.
Well, we tried a bunch of stuff. We tried a bunch of weird stuff. We did. Oh, the Mr. Beast bars was
Mr. Beast bars.
So we've done a lot of cool stuff, and it's just post show vibes for the whole episode, and that's gonna be episode 150. But for now, we're gonna get going into this. Now, Should I save the story for the end of the episode, or should I
Which
just
story?
just how it all? I guess how it all went down, or should I go in detail in the post show?
Save it for the post show.
For the post show, okay. If you support us at patreon.com/synced up at the $5 tier, well, have we down that to the $1 tier yet?
We will today.
Okay, we'll do it right now. That was something we were going to talk about. If you support us on Patreon for $1, you get access to our Discord, and you can get access to the post shows of every show that we do. And the post show today is going to be me going in detail the story of the tornado, what happened, where we were, what was going on, what was going through our minds, and the aftermath of that. So stay tuned for that. Until then, though, let's just get into the normal show. So, movie stuff.
Well, yeah. I haven't been to the theater recently.
No.
I wanted to. I went to look at the movies. There ain't nothing but Creed 3.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Creed 2.
Which is a thing we've been talking about, possibly doing the Rocky and Creed series as a rewatch and
might
rank.
as well bring that up, too.
Yeah.
We need to establish what's going to be the next one.
So, today we're going to be watching Marnie. Next week, we'll be watching Earwig and the Witch, unfortunately. We'll be watching that and ranking that. After that, I don't think we should take a break because of how fucked things have been. I think we should just jump right into it.
I think we need to decide, though. I don't care if we jump. I don't care if we wait. But I think there's 3 contenders here.
Yeah.
There's the Fast series.
Fast and Furious.
There's Transformers.
And
then the Rocky series.
The Rocky series.
Including Creed.
Yes.
I think I am A-okay with any of these.
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards either Fast or Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the ones. What do you think? Those are my 2. Let's do this.
I don't know. I know Adri really wants to watch Rocky. I know Jordan and Chance really want to do Transformers.
Well, he's right there, Jordan. Out of the 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Jordan says
Fast
Transformers
and above Rocky.
Okay. I'm sure we could just put it to another vote.
I was just seeing if there was a unanimous call already.
Yeah, no, because because I would prefer either Rocky or Fast. We'll probably do all 3.
Yeah.
Eventually, because they're all pretty up there in what people want to do. And none of them are too crazy long. I mean, Rocky's like 9 movies?
What was actually up against Ghibli?
It was Transformers. Yeah.
Maybe we just do that.
Yeah.
Because that was the other one.
So Transformers is 6 movies.
That sounds right.
Transformers.
I think, because the 7th one's coming out.
Transformers is 3, 4, 5, 6 movies. The 7th one coming out this year.
Okay.
So
let's
6 movies, and then we'll do that, and then I guess we'll have a vote on whether or not we do Fast and Furious and the Rocky movies.
Cool.
Which will both be pretty.
So we'll have the Transformers movie coming up. We'll have to figure out a good way to do that.
Yeah.
I think for us, it's going to be sharing a Vudu account.
Are they only on Vudu?
They're scattered. I think the first couple aren't on something. The 4th one's on Paramount. It's weird like that.
Yeah, you got it for rent. And yeah, so the first one is not going to be on anything streaming.
Yeah.
Second one is on Netflix. Third one is on Netflix.
Okay. I feel like it's changed recently.
Oh, no. 4th one is
Paramount Plus, right?
Amazon Prime
What
or
the hell?
Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay.
4th one. 5th one.
I don't even remember the 5th one.
5th one is just for rent.
It's okay. I think we can rent them off YouTube or Vudu or something and
watch
it that way.
Just share them.
Get 48 hours or something.
Cool. I guess let's just jump right in the rankings because there's been a lot of movie news. But it's been many weeks.
What movie news has there really been? I mean, there's.
I guess you're right.
Because the last thing we talked about was
The Oscars happened.
The Oscars, Everything Everywhere All at Once pretty much took away
the majority of the Oscars. Yeah,
most of the awards. Pretty much it. Mario's about to come out.
Mm-hmm. The final trailer for that dropped.
Yeah, that still looks great.
It was fucking hype.
I think there hasn't been too much else that we really care about.
Yeah.
The Last of Us is obviously renewed for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Neil Druckmann was like,
he showed a poster.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
So get excited about that.
That's a good poster.
That stuff. That's pretty much the majority of the news that we cared about, though.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot more, but
okay,
we'll catch back up next.
Nice
news. Let's rank this movie.
Okay, Jordan. The rankings.
Is it when Marnie was here or there?
There.
There.
Neither here nor there.
Neither here, just there.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
This has been a long journey.
Yes, it has.
Let's reminisce real quick.
Okay.
You got Mononoke at number 1.
What, Jordan? Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Because I can actually read this.
Yeah,
I can do this.
Oh God. Yeah, we got a new setup here, and it's feeling really nice.
Spirited Away at number 2. Nausicaa at 3. Howl's Moving Castle at 4. Whisper of the Heart at 5.
Wind Rises.
The Wind Rises at 6. Porco Rosso at 7. Tail Prince Kaguya.
Yeah.
Kaguya.
It's
Kaguya.
Kaguya.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
At 8. And then From Up on Poppy Hill, it rounds out S tier at 9.
Yep.
Um,
Then The Cat Returns, Ponyo, Arrietty, Totoro, Kiki's, The Neighbor of the Yamadas, Castle in the Sky, Pom Poko, Tales from Earthsea, and Grave of the Fireflies, rounding out A tier. B tier sitting by itself, Ocean Waves, and then C tier sitting by itself, Only Yesterday. Now we're going to be slotting when Marnie was there into this list. Do you have a number?
let me think for a second. Let me count. So I think I have my number.
Okay. So do I.
All right.
3, 2, 1,
15.
Ooh, we're so different on this movie.
Wow. Okay. So
What is
talk? You might be able to convince me.
Okay.
Because this movie is good, but for the majority of it, I was just like not really with it.
Really?
Like the first hour to 45 minutes to an hour, where like it's obviously you're not supposed to know really what's happening.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to put the dots together. But I didn't feel like I was enjoying that time. I feel like I should still be enjoying the movie when I don't understand what's going on.
Sure.
And I didn't enjoy everything until the very end.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the detriment to the movie. The animation's good.
Of course.
The music was fantastic.
Amazing.
I was actually I looked up who did the music.
No, the music is really
Because
good.
I was like, this is like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
I want to know
great.
if it's the
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
It's great.
But I don't like our main character that much
Mhm.
until the end, especially when she's like just ripping into that girl.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just really like the vibes of this movie from the start. It's kind of like the same. It's like it's that classic trope. You know,
Mhm.
you just go on a trip. You're depressed, so you go on a trip for the summer, and then you're like, life has changed.
Yeah,
It's a trope I love. Big fan
Well,
of.
you didn't love it Only Yesterday.
Huh? Is that what happened in that movie?
Yeah,
I fell asleep during that movie.
dude, girl went into like rural Japan and was like, you know what, I like it here.
I can't remember.
This makes me feel better.
I don't remember a single fucking
Instead
moment
of
of the movie.
being
anyway, trope I like generally.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. It just really worked for me. I liked that it was like way more like what do you call it? Like melancholy, and it was more focused on just like normal ass stuff. It's that thing I always talk about with the Ghibli movies that people praise a lot. It's those like silent moments, like very long shots that are just there for you to kind of like ponder what's going on. So like when the girl's eating her like ramen or whatever the hell she's eating, like the camera sticks on her for a while.
When she's chopping up her egg or whatever. I agree.
Those are things that are
But
not
these are
necessary.
all Ghibli movies.
Of course.
So it's like
those feel like extra strong here, though. I don't know, in my opinion. The problem I have with this movie, which is not the problem that you have with this movie, is the grandma thing at the end. It makes the movie feel like weird and incestual. Because to me personally,
it feels like a love story the whole time.
The whole time. Now, this was the thing I was talking to Adrian and Leanne on the couch about. Was this movie seems like possibly that it could be some sort of translation issue or some sort of writing issue, or like a cultural disconnect, where at least from the words that are coming out of the dub and on the subtitles, it feels like you're very, very much setting these characters up to be in love with each other, to be like gay little kids, because she's set up to be depressed and she's not happy and she's aloof. And then she meets this girl, and they have some of the things they say to each other where they're like, you know, I love you more than anyone.
Keep you my precious secret.
You're my precious secret. Stuff like that.
Because that's even what Kylie asked. She was like, is this a lover's thing
on
or
top
a best
of
friend thing?
And she feels betrayed when she dances with that boy.
Yeah.
And like they really set it up to be like this love story. And you're like, oh.
I agree. That's a problem for me, too.
She's like, oh, she must be gay.
This is why I'm like, I'm so confused, because I'm like, I don't know where we're going here.
Yeah.
And I can't tell, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
And I had that same thought. I was like, is this a translation thing where like love has 3 different meanings in Japan, and there's like a familial love and a
way more close.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like the young girl is supposed to be gay, and then it's revealed that it's her grandma, and you're like, oh, that's a little weird. The reveal and the stuff towards the end, that really worked for me. But again, that one little point where it's like, oh,
because I'm just looking at this list, and I'm like, did I enjoy this more than Kiki's? And it's just no. Did I enjoy it more than Totoro?
I did.
No. I enjoy it more than Arrietty? No.
And I think it was more the end of the movie that really wrapped it up for me, where like, at least in the back, like third, there was a lot of like tearing up for me, where it was like, this little moments when the girl when you realize the metaphor kind of what's happening, where Marnie is going through the same stuff as a little girl, and like the connections between her going through depression and needing to overcome her own fears and anxieties, and she's doing that through Marnie, who's like her own grandma. So she's like, oh, Marnie, you can go to the thing. I'll be with you the whole time. And it starts to feel kind of like I was drawing comparisons to Celeste a lot. Mm-hmm. With Celeste, you have your like mirror person, and they're helping you climb the mountain or whatever the metaphor. Yeah. And that's kind of what those sections started to feel like, of like her finally overcoming her own thing and it being a figment of her imagination. But then it's revealed, obviously, it's not a figment of her imagination. Because I was kind of rocking with the plot of when she's like, I created this person in my head, and it was imaginary, and and then it, I don't know, it kind of feels weird at the end, but I don't know. I still liked it a lot. I like the music. I like.
And then Kylie had another good point.
The environment.
She was like, "What? This girl has now like shown up on the road twice. Why is like nobody?
Yeah.
Nobody like, no, you can't go out.
Yeah.
Like, clearly you're like,
it is a little weird. Where she wakes up dirty and muddy on the side of the road, and people are like, oh, but they still, okay, see you later.
Mm-hmm. And then my favorite characters are the ones that are like least explored.
Like the Onkawas or whatever.
They're my favorite. I love them.
They're great. Yeah, of course.
I love the boat guy.
The boat guy's great. Boat guy's great, bro. And he has two lines.
The
painter lady. Yes, she's explored a little bit, but not
she
very
just
much.
tells the story of Marnie.
Tangentially, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, these are all my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And then you get
there are some weird moments though.
Her mom you get Bailey Johnson.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that looks like a cool character. Don't dead.
No. You get some weird stuff.
The
part where she calls that girl a fat pig.
Yeah.
Felt weird.
Dude, I was literally like Kylie. I was like, I think I said that bitch.
Yeah. No.
Like, why'd she do that?
Yeah, no, because she goes, oh my god, your eyes are so pretty, and she goes, fat pig, and I was like, oh shit,
because I'm like. Depression's a real thing.
God damn.
I've been depressed before. A lot of us been depressed before. But like, I'm never like, screw everybody else. I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. So I saw that and I was like, bro. I can't relate to this character.
It's crazy.
Because that's just something I would not do, or I don't understand why.
So what did I say? I said 8.
Yeah,
and you said 15.
I'll give you top of 8. I don't think
top of 8. Okay, that's fine.
Movie.
So top of 8, Jordan.
My man's just holding it.
Yeah, he's gripped.
Respect for holding the clicker the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, is there any major changes you feel need to be made?
Let's go to the bottom first.
No.
So that's fine. That's fine. The rest of these are fine. Fine.
You can move Castle up above Yamadas.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Ponyo can go above the Cat Returns as well.
Nice. Ponyo, go up a slot.
Okay. I think the rest of that's fine.
Let's see. I think Arietti should go up a slot too.
Above the Cat Returns?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And then I think
the top 5 is immovable for me.
Yeah. Kiki's seems fine. Kiki's and Totoro maybe swap. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
I like Totoro a lot. She also likes Totoro a lot.
Kylie, yes. Poppy Hill, Kaguya, Porco Rosso. Those feel like the rest of those feel like fine spots.
Babe, how did you feel about when Marnie was there?
It was so cute. It's good.
It's definitely cute.
Yeah, I like it.
I was just frustrated at the beginning.
So was I. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and because you asked I already told them that you asked the question: are they lovers or are they friends? And I was like, I don't know.
That was the one problem I had with the movie was it feels weird at the end when it's revealed that it was her grandma, because I was like, oh, I thought this was gonna be a gay couple thing.
Yeah,
it's a bit odd.
It's just confusing.
Anyway, so we're going to be ranking Earwig and the Witch next week, and then we'll be moving right into Transformers.
More than meets the eye. Can you sing the whole theme song?
To what?
Transformers.
No.
Robots in disguise. I thought it was robots in disguise for such a long time.
Really? No, disguise, bro.
Robots in disguise. Yeah.
Sure.
Screaming flies. How many Transformers can you name?
Not believe your eyes.
How many?
10 million fireflies.
Can you name 5 Transformers?
Bumblebee.
Okay.
Optimus Prime.
You got 2 easy ones. What's the main villain? Come on.
He's not he's a Transformer as well. His name is. There's Jazz.
That was sure. Can you not name the main villain?
What is that motherfucker's name? He's the Decepticons.
Yeah.
His name is no. I can't.
Can you name a single Decepticon?
No.
Wow.
What's his name? Doesn't it start with like an M?
Yes. Come on. It's like a It's like a very like.
Megatron.
There you go.
It's Megatron.
All right, we'll take it.
Jesus.
You're gonna get you some Transformers knowledge, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love these movies because the humor in the original Transformers movie is like iconic for me.
I seen a clip on Twitter the other day.
Just was it the clip where they're all in the backyard?
No, it was a clip where he's like trying to drive the hot girl in the car, but he doesn't want to run, and he starts beating the shit out of it. Yeah.
Oh. Sam Witwicky is
I
iconic.
think that these Transformer movies do two things. One, they create the male gaze for a long time. Like we were talking about this.
We talked about this.
Megan Fox was like the #1 crush for a long time.
Yeah.
In these movies specifically.
Yeah, because we talked about how. I mean, this is a good segue into what we've been watching. Me and Kylie watched Hunger Games because it was all over a TikTok feed.
Yeah.
And I've never finished it,
Of course.
so I think we're gonna get there. But it was Jennifer Lawrence, right? And I made the comment to Jordan. I was like, Jennifer Lawrence just dominated.
Yeah.
Like for
The mind
years.
share. Yeah.
That was.
Now she's in
she
that
was
new
the one.
Now she's in that new movie. Have you seen it in the trailer?
What movie?
It's a rated R movie where she plays like some 30-year-old cougar who gets hired by a family to try to have sex with their like 18-year-old son.
No.
And they're like he's super aloof and he won't talk to nobody, and so they hire her to like try to date him and like get in the bank. So she like plays like this super obviously over the top slutty cougar lady.
Yeah. No, I've never seen this.
Yeah,
this
it was
like
dangerous.
Your For You page.
It was a dangerous. Like I seen the. I was like, what? Oh, Jennifer Lawrence in a new movie. I clicked it. And like halfway through, I was like, this movie's dangerous.
No. Last thing I watched her in was
Go ahead, pull it up. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What was it? Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up. Yeah.
That was the recent movie I saw her in. But we watched Hunger Games. I can't use the word holds up.
Holds up.
The phrase. I don't think it holds up.
No.
Like the cinematography of Hunger Games is just not good.
No.
The story is still great.
That's a young adult film, bro.
It is.
Come on.
Everything's just got gray.
Yeah, the color palette's bad.
Yeah.
Bad color palette. Yeah.
It's bad color palette.
No, that's a
Which
good
I
color.
think it's better in the next one. But
Yeah. We'll see.
I think it also kind of goes back to like it's dull and gray because of the vibe.
that is the vibe.
The entire time.
Yeah,
but
sure.
then once you get to the Capitol and everything, I feel like it should be like
It should
a lot more action.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the ranking. Not a lot of news to talk about, but there's been a whole lot of viewing of things.
Yeah. Oh, I already transitioned there.
So yeah. Well, yeah.
Damn, bro. I walked us into the park.
You
You
did.
walked us back out and back in.
Yeah, like when you pay the money for the thing, but the kid wants to pay, so you take the dollar back
Yeah.
and give it back to the kid, like
Uh-huh.
from Lilo and Stitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cute.
That's
actually.
exactly what the fuck just happened. Anyway, yeah, so we watched a lot of stuff. I guess let's start it off with The Last of Us.
Did we talk about the end of The Last of Us? I don't even
No.
remember where we were at.
Because at the end of the last episode,
We have to be
we
very
were
vague here.
I'm pretty sure we were before Sam and Henry.
No
Because
way.
it's been
That would have been 6 weeks.
no, because Sam and Henry was episode 5.
No.
Yes.
No way.
Yes, it was.
You're smoking.
Sam
tea.
and Henry is episode 5.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's episode 4.
No, it's not.
Oh my god, it is episode 5.
It is episode 5. So that means 4 weeks ago,
Just be vague.
and it's about to be 4 weeks since we uploaded.
Okay. Just be vague. Did you or did you not enjoy the show?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it a fucking lot.
Now, comparatively to the games, I'm telling.
Here's where I'm at. Spoiler-free review of The Last of Us show. Spoiler-free review. Daho is still a 10 out of 10. One of my favorite stories, period. One of my favorite stories in gaming. And I always said for a very long time when I would try to tell people about The Last of Us, this is my favorite story in gaming and one of my favorite stories, period. That was before it was even going to be a show or anything like that.
Yeah.
I love the story of The Last of Us. I love the world. I love the characters. I don't like existing in there. It's a bit brutal.
I'm just standing.
Okay. It's a bit brutal, but it is really, really good. Comparatively to the game, I think the show does a much better job of telling that story, and I think that just has to do with the medium of video games and the way that they tell stories.
The video game tells it better.
No, I think the show does, because I think the medium of telling games does not lend. I as much as I love narratives in games, video games do not lend themselves well to story.
So here's my whole interest in this conversation.
Go ahead.
Why I asked this question? It's because the ending for me,
Okay.
one, doesn't hit as hard,
Sure.
and I don't know necessarily why.
I
don't
can
know
tell
if
you
it's-
why.
I don't know if it's because I know this ending.
Yeah. I can tell you why.
The general ending, or because of a different factor. And I
Mhm.
don't think it's just because I know how the general ending.
No, I think the reason the ending doesn't hit as hard is the lack of control over the character that is doing the things in the ending.
You think it's just
I think
the medium again?
Yes, I think it's 100% the medium, that interactivity, that forcing you as the player to press these buttons to commit these acts, whatever those acts may be, I think holds a lot of weight and makes that story be told in a very specific way. So I think it's the medium. But that being said, I still think the show tells a story better, especially
I think I go
for general audiences and many, many moments.
I think I agree mostly, and to like be weird about it, that the show does a better job of telling the story of the world of The Last of Us.
Sure.
Where you are actually exploring more than just Joel and Ellie's story. Like the episode 3 is like
the flashbacks and episode 3,
you
of course.
can't do that in the video game.
No.
And they did a great job
It's
of using
fantastic.
their ability to tell other stories inside the story.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the show shined the most for me.
Yeah.
When it was just the bits that I already know, it just wasn't.
It's
wasn't
also
good.
It's harder to get behind what's going on at the end when you haven't spent 15 hours with the character.
Yeah.
You've spent a few episodes.
Because when I'm watching the last episode, I was watching the episode, but I was mostly watching The Room.
Yeah.
Because I was curious how the people who hadn't played the game before.
Yeah, and they had very good reactions.
Yeah.
Kylie was like, "That was great." Even Adriana was tearing up. She's like, "Holy fucking shit, that was insane."
Yeah.
So, I think that shows that they have done a very, very good job in adapting this show or adapting this story into a show format. I cannot fucking wait for season 2. It might have been around the last time that we talked that I was still saying I'm a little worried about Bella Ramsey being able to act out that stuff in the second game from Last of Us Part 2. There's a lot of things that happen in that game that I was kind of like, Bella Ramsey, she is good, but I don't think she really got the sauce for that kind of Ellie. As the course, throughout the course of the season, by the end of it, I have fully turned around.
I think on that second to last episode, I'm like, yeah.
I think Bella Ramsey fully embodies Ellie, and it feels different, but it feels completely perfect for that character. The same with Pedro Pascal. There was a few kind of things where I would be like, I'm a little iffy on this and on that. I am not anymore. By the time the show is finished, these people are these characters. In the way that you were weirded out, at the idea of it not being Geralt looking that way, and then Henry Cavill coming in and being
like,
badass,
this is
and then hearing that Henry Cavill's going to be recast and being like, but Henry Cavill is that character now. That is how I feel about these characters now with the actors that have portrayed them in all sense of the word. All the characters. Tommy the whole way across. Tommy's wife, we need to see more. We only seen a couple of conversations, but that's how it is in the game too. You don't really see her a lot until the second game. But I can't wait to see what they do with the second season. I can't wait to see who they cast as Abby. A lot of people seem to think Shannon Barry. Jordan, bring up a picture of Shannon Barry as Abby. You know what the characters look like, right? Did you play this game?
Of course.
Yeah.
I told you. I got to like.
Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah. So you will probably agree. But you've seen the character though, Abby.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Okay.
I've seen the character.
Yeah. So show the people Shannon Barry. This is a huge fan cast right now. Get a zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it.
Get a zoom on that.
Yeah, this is definitely
Shannon Barry. Have you seen? Look at that picture to the left, right, where she's like in a backpack, survivalist.
The cut off
to the right. One more. No, that one. Like that.
Yeah.
Shannon.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she has the build for it, and if
I don't know if I've ever seen her in anything though.
You haven't. You can't really see here, but there's several photos of her in shows where you're like, that's fucking Abby. She looks like she's ready, really close to Abby. So Shannon Barry, my personal fan cast is Florence Pugh, but that's just because I love Florence Pugh a lot, and also I think Florence Pugh got the build for it, and she has the acting chops.
I think she's a little too highbrow. Well, I don't know. Pedro's in this, but
Pedro's in it, and he's pretty high class.
Yeah, it just seems weird to think. I guess
Pugh in a show.
I guess it's not.
Yeah, and she usually does movies, so maybe she won't be in it. But Florence Pugh is my personal fan cast, and then of course people were saying
after all this, what I'm really excited for now is the God of War show.
Yeah, I think that has mad
they
potential.
put the same passion and the same, because it's the same studio that's going to be making it, right? Different director, different creative team, probably. But
no, God of War is Amazon.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was still Sony.
Amazon bought the God of War rights. I think it's still a hit though, because Amazon makes it.
Are they still going to use? Because I saw
Corey Barlog.
No, not Barlog. I'm sure he'll be hands on.
I'm hoping.
No, who voices Kratos?
Who voices Kratos? Christopher Judge.
Thank you. I know the.
He is an actor in real life too.
Yeah, He retweeted something.
They could do it.
Let me see how often he tweets. His pinned tweets from 2016.
Mm-hmm. When he revealed that he was Kratos.
Okay, so he says, "Thank you all for setting the bar where it needs to be. Now hurry up with season 2." So does that mean he's in God of War? Is
I don't
that
think so.
already?
I think what he's saying is, okay,
just in general.
video game adaptations are good.
Because like to me, I want it to be like a personal like.
I don't think it is.
Thanks for setting the bar high. I got a lot of work to do.
I see what you're saying, but I don't think that was that interpretation is for me.
Who's your fan cast for Kratos?
I have nothing.
I can't imagine anybody else.
For the voice, sure, but Christopher Judge,
I need the
he's
voice
not really
more than the
I don't know.
body. I
Yeah.
think.
I don't know. It's weird.
Because you can't use Trace's actor.
No,
He's definitely, so he's getting replaced. I don't know who's gonna play him.
I mean he's
But-
still young, but
No, he's like 20 at this point.
no, he's still underage. He's like 17.
No way. No way.
He was a little babby when he played Atreus. He was like 12.
Yeah, that was also a long time ago. Who plays Atreus? Sonny.
Sonny Soljic. 17. Shkaba.
That's not accurate.
That's not his photo. That's not an accurate photo, but yeah. See, he was 8 years old when he played Atreus.
So he's 17.
He was in because he was also in
That guy was born in 2005.
he was in mid 90s. He was in mid 90s, which is also a good film. Yeah, so he could still play. He could still play him.
Not baby Atreus. I don't think so.
There's no baby Atreus.
Well, God of War.
The original one, it's like 13-year-old Atreus.
No.
17 to 13, easy
That's
translation.
like 10-year-old, 15-year-old. I don't know. I think you probably recast him.
I mean, I think
You're
most of
definitely
them
gonna
will.
recast
Yeah, you'll recast probably everyone. I hope that for video game
Christ,
adaptations
just
going
judge.
forward, all studios take note of what HBO has done here, and including, putting the voice actors for all those characters in the show and giving them their own scenes. They play different side characters, being there, sitting there and being like, "Oh fuck, that's fucking Troy Baker," or "Oh my god, Ashley Johnson." Even Laura Bailey being in there. Shit's great, man. Showing these characters, showing these voice actors love by putting them in the show, keeping the people who originally created the story, Neil Druckmann, having him being very hands-on. Obviously, as you can see, it's paid off incredibly fucking well, and it's been doing millions. They've renewed it for a season 2. I imagine they'll renew it for a season 3. They probably won't go past the season 3. They've already talked.
No, they shouldn't. I don't think there's a reason to.
Yeah. So, but I can't wait for the future of the show.
I agree.
What else have we been watching? We watched Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
The first episode of Ted Lasso. It's good stuff.
Fantastic.
Of course.
Immediately back in, bro.
Yeah, it felt
All
great.
your characters are still your favorite characters.
Mhm.
Nothing's changed.
You still hate the people you hate.
They're so good.
Oh yeah.
Who's
I'm so
your
dumb.
favorite Ted Lasso character?
Who is my favorite Ted Lasso character? I think it's Roy, bro.
It's Roy. Isn't it?
So
Okay, I was
good.
just making sure we're on the same page here.
It's Roy.
I love me some Roy Kent. Bro.
Roy's so good. Roy Kent. With he was talking to his granddaughter in that episode, and they might, fix what they got going on, and the ship might be back on track. I'm hoping. I don't know.
Dude, I love it. The show is just so.
It's great. It makes you feel good.
So good. And if you haven't watched Ted Lasso, I think it's 100% worth it.
100%.
I'm glad I took that original dive in.
Yep.
Great show.
What else have we
Not
been
so
watching
much
in the
talk
past
about
couple of weeks? I've watched several movies. I will talk about RR in a second, but I have watched a whole fuckload more Breaking Bad. I cannot specifically remember which episode of Breaking Bad I was when we last spoke, but I have watched a decent amount.
Just talk about the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, we're currently at the very end of season 5. We have 5 episodes of Breaking Bad left. This show is fucking gas.
Do you have any new opinions about the show?
My opinions have only heightened. This show is fucking insane on every level. Every single episode is the most gas. You're going down, dude. You're going like 80 miles an hour on a highway. Every episode is so good. You finish every ep with your jaw on the fucking floor, looking over. I'm looking over at Adrian. I'm like, holy shit, did that just happen? She's looking over me like, oh my god, that just happened. And then you're sitting there, and it's like 1 in the morning, and you got to be up for work at 6:45, and you're like, fuck, do we press play on this next fucking episode? Because like, I kind of want to.
Now I gotta ask you, why'd you stop?
Huh?
Why'd you stop in the first place?
Because of the tornado.
No,
With my dad?
Yeah.
It's because we binged the first 4 seasons, and then I was watching it with my dad. Something happened. We ended up like kind of missing it, and you know how it goes with me, where like I'll be playing a game, and then I'll miss like a week because something will happen, and then I don't really go back to the game. That's kind of what happened there. But no, that shit is gas. And season 5 is just it's crazy to see that a show lands sticks the landing so hard because I've looked at the IMDb ratings. Like the last 4 episodes are like the highest rated episodes in the show. So I just know the ending's gonna be gas. You know, it's different when you look at Game of Thrones and you go look at that last season and the ratings on that bad boy. But this here, there's a perfect 10 coming up. I'm about to watch a episode that's rated a perfect 10, and I cannot fucking wait.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so good.
It's a great show.
It's so good. It's honestly, it might be the best show of all time. It's one of my favorites for sure.
It's not a hot take.
I started making a list of my top 5 shows. I just threw some stuff in there. Ted Lasso, Breaking Bad, Atypical, Arcane, Pin 15. Those are shows I like. I was just trying to come up with stuff on top of my head and then whittle it down. Euphoria was one that I thought about. Utopia.
Okay, I was about to say, bro, Euphoria is not
Utopia for sure. I was just thinking of shows and putting them in this list. It's Utopia going here though. Severance is pretty banging. So let me go look at 2023 for movies that I've watched. Movies. So we watched when I was at your house. I watched Akira. That is the Japanese anime from like the 80s. Everyone's like, this is the best fucking movie.
I'm about to give you 2 seconds per movie here.
It's just okay. I watched A Star Is Born. That's great.
Yeah, I've been trying to get you to watch that one for a long time.
Really good movie. I watched Skinamarink. That was a really cool experimental horror film. I highly recommend it.
It was alright.
Well, you only watched like the last.
But I watched the recap video by Wendigo.
Yeah, sure. Then we watched Tar together.
Tar was really good.
One of the Oscar movies.
Yeah.
I liked that movie a lot. There were several, especially the scene where she's talking to that kid in the
classroom.
What do you call it?
It's like a lecture hall.
Lecture hall. That's the phrase I was looking for. And it's like one shot, like 7 minutes.
That scene is fantastic.
Insane scene, bro. So good. Tar was really good. The ending, I think, kind of wobbles a bit, but it's still good.
That's my least favorite part is the ending.
Yeah.
I feel like it's 3 minutes too long or something.
But that journey is really, really good.
It is really good.
And then we all go to the World's Fair, experimental horror film. Liked it a lot. Watched The Bad Guys, the animated film with Noah.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. Pretty good. And then we, of course, watched one of the greatest films of our era.
That's a bit of a high praise, bro.
Triple R. RRR.
RRR.
Finally watched it. We only watched this by chance because it landed on a picker wheel that we were spinning. When we've gone to a thing where Noah will nominate 2 movies, I'll nominate 2 movies, Adrian will nominate 2 movies, and then we'll do this classic by elimination method.
Yeah.
Figure out what's left standing. RRR was left standing. It was 3 hours long. We definitely should have been going to sleep because we had work in the morning. We watched that shit anyway. Boy, am I glad I watched that shit anyway.
Now, you watched it twice, right?
No, I have not watched.
Oh, okay.
I've watched some of the, what do you call it? Its own language.
The Hindi.
And the Tingu or whatever it's called. Because it's not in Hindi. It's like the weird dialect of Hindi. But I did subscribe to the Indian streaming service Z5. I'm on there, so if you want to log in. To watch it in its original language. I've only watched some scenes. I haven't watched it again.
Yeah.
Because it is 3 hours long. But that movie's gas, bro. That movie's so gas. I couldn't recommend this film anymore. It's on Netflix. If you just want to have a good time, just watch this fucking movie.
It's just a fun movie.
It's just fun.
It's the same reason I would recommend you watch like the 8th Fast and Furious movie because that stuff is ludicrous.
If you've ever wanted to see like an interesting discussion on racism and oppression,
it's a very baseline
be resolved
discussion.
By a dance battle, this is the movie for you.
You want to see a guy lose 60 gallons of blood and still be standing?
Yeah.
This movie's for you.
Yeah, dude. There's so many good moments.
There's a lot. It's just a really fun movie.
You ever seen one policeman take on a mob of like 5,000? I did.
That's the start of the movie.
And it was a good fucking moment.
It's great.
No, it's really good. Every single moment of this movie is gas. It is really long, but it doesn't feel really long. By the time you finish it, you're like, damn. Like, because it really does feel like once a scene ends, normally you'd be like, whew, that was kind of crazy. But you don't have the opportunity to do that because you're immediately into some more crazy bullshit.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. I would recommend watching it on Netflix in Hindi, which is like 70% aligned with their mouths because they speak a dialect of Hindi. So
it's still like dubbed over, which feels weird.
It's still dubbed over in its original language. It feels really, really good. The audio mixing is a lot better. But just watching the Hindi if you just want to watch it on Netflix, it's really good. And it probably would have been my second, maybe first. I don't think it would have beat Everything Everywhere All at Once last year, but it's real close.
No. I love this movie.
It's a conversation that I would have for sure.
No,
I think so.
Not
genuinely.
even close.
100%.
I think you're absolutely
no.
insane,
I'm dead ass. I have not. We still got the last episode. We didn't watch that Pepsi Where's My Jet documentary, and that was pretty good. There was another documentary I feel like we watched, but I can't remember. I need to mark that down on my list. I didn't put it on my list. Oh, there it is. It is on my list. Yeah, it's right there.
Is that
Last of Us, Ted Lasso, Breaking Bad, board games,
all
books,
you watched?
movies. Yeah. Well, I might have watched more because I know we like watch because this is just from the new stuff. I didn't keep track of everything I watched like I normally would because like
Yeah.
Tornado was going on. But like we watched Cars and that was great.
Yeah.
Still a good movie.
All right.
I don't know what else I,
I
watched.
think
That's it.
we watched anything besides Hunger Games.
The video game movie. The video game movie.
Are you talking about The Last of
The
Us?
Last of Us?
Of course,
Oh,
we talk about
the
Last
show.
of
The
Us.
show. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that. Can't wait to watch Mario. We got our tickets for that already
Yes. Yes, we
in
did.
IMAX.
You moved too quick. I got $200 in AMC gift cards I need to spend.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't even think about the AMC.
You went straight to
The
Rio,
problem
which
is I don't. They do have the
AMC
cool buckets,
does have cool
but
buckets.
AMC, I think that one that was close to us is no longer in business. So the
Don't
closest.
tell me- No, it definitely is. Because I looked up they had showings yesterday.
Did they? Okay, because I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
the closest AMC was like fucking Quail Springs.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they got the cool buckets.
Yeah, maybe we should. Regal's just too good. You
You
know.
want to watch that D&D movie?
No, I have absolutely no fucking interest in watching that shit ass movie. Are you shitting me? Have you watched those trailers? It looks so bad.
I only asked for that reaction because that's my same reaction.
No, it doesn't. It don't even look
I
fun.
hate Chris Pine.
No, I don't. Well, Chris Pine's great.
I don't think I agree with that. Are we talking during the film or outside of the film? Didn't Chris Pine spit on somebody?
No, Chris Pine
Oh.
got spit on
By Harry Styles.
by Harry Styles. You
No,
victim
no,
shamer, bro.
no,
You
no.
fuckhead.
It's just in this film, he looks like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I have no
I'm not a
interest in
fan.
this movie at all. Not even fucking.
It's got the
slightly.
kid from Detective Pikachu, though.
Yeah.
He's probably not a kid anymore. He's
Yeah,
adult.
but he's not great either.
Hmm.
We like Detective Pikachu, but come on, acting is on 2,
Yeah.
3 maybe.
And it's got Letty.
Mm-hmm. Shazam did terrible.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Shazam doing bad.
Shazam!
The director coming out being like, y'all keep saying Shazam was bad. I knew it was gonna do this well. I got paid up front. That shit was so funny. It was so funny where he just like told all the haters, they paid me my
Dude.
money already. I don't give a fuck.
DC is in shambles.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's crazy.
James Gunn, hurry up.
Anyway,
No, I think
Who?
James Gunn can save it.
nah,
I have hope.
nah.
No.
Apparently, Tom Cruise seen The Flash and said it was the greatest movie of all time or something. He like came out and was like, "This is what superhero movies need to be
No,
good."
I think I believe Tom Cruise. Because he said, I made Top Gun Maverick for movie theaters. And he was right.
Sure.
That movie was for movie theaters.
True.
That
Dubai.
man understands movies.
He does.
All the you could say a lot about Tom Cruise.
Oh, but the
But the
Flash.
dude knows
though.
movies.
But Ezra Miller, bro.
It's too late. He's already been paid.
Sure. Yeah. They announced a new Superman movie. Oh,
No
God.
way he's staying past.
He
this.
dies for show. He dies for show.
Yeah. Just
I don't know.
I don't want another Flash.
I don't give a fuck about DC at all. At all. They did announce a new Superman movie coming 2026 though. Yeah.
No.
Same. I don't give a
I
shit.
don't.
Anyway, that's it for the show. If you support us at patreon.com/synced up at the $1 tier, you can get access to the post show that we're about to do. All of you who do not do that, we will see you guys tomorrow. Everyone else, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Goodbye.